A landslide win for the Liberal Party in last Saturday's state election has caused a slight shift in the balance of power, according to re-elected State Premier Colin Barnett. We examine here the resounding victory for the Liberals and discuss when the focus may be drawn towards the big election promises.
I was hoping that we were going to talk about climate change. I was really hoping that at long last WA would tackle the big issues, and they include how we reinvigorate, I guess, our cities so that we don't have this huge fuel bill and huge emissions footprint from just transport. And I was hoping that we could look at renewables and how we can power Western Australia from the sun, wind and wave.
I would say, in a nutshell, a lot to do with campaign funding. I think the amount of funds that the incumbent government has versus the parties that are not in government is a huge discrepancy between the extent of funds, and I suppose that would, to me, the very fact that there's a huge discrepancy between those that are in power versus those who are out of power highlights just how much vested interests believe that they are best served by those who with the reins of power.
Federal Finance Minister Penny Wong acknowledged earlier this week that the Labor Party have to face up to the fact that if the government is not getting its message out, it's not connecting sufficiently with people, and that that's a collective responsibility for the whole of the federal caucus and the federal cabinet.
It certainly makes it hard, if not impossible, for independents to be able to get up and challenge, simply because those funds are used to make the public aware of your existence and your policies, and with the overwhelming media advertising that the parties, least of all the Liberal Party in power, can put against you, it's a very hard task to get your voice heard. And the honest truth is, I think after many years of that funding and the kind of glitz and spin that's it pays for, a lot of the public are just disenchanted and turn off, and so even if you've got a message, they're just turned off and they won't even hear you.
Well, obviously, the Greens in the balance of power would be an ideal outcome, because often you get, with major parties, a bit of business as usual, ho-hum politics, and whoever wins just gets a bit lazy, and whoever doesn't win, whoever's determined to be in the opposition, they just criticize whatever the other guys say.
I wanted things to be more inclusive. I wanted everybody to see the process of what was happening on all sorts of decisions, and I felt there was a role for me to play if the voters agreed with that.
I understand that you're a great believer of the quote, "Bad things happen when good people stand by and do nothing." What was your motivation behind challenging Mr Barnett for the seat of Cottesloe running as an independent?
I'm not a person that likes to sit back and kind of complain about what, the parlous state of mindless party politics. Decided that I was in a position as the Mayor of Cottesloe to, I suppose, have a standing within the community to highlight to the community that they were getting dudded by the current party politics, which are essentially the major parties are sipping from the same corporate donor cup, and on the basis of he who pays the piper gets to call the tune. By and large, their policies are just slight variations on the same theme.
The significance of this state's election outcome have set ripples in motion nationally, the consequences of which will surface amidst the next phase for WA voters, the federal election. I'm Melissa Gurney for Undercurrent.